New York, $12 million. You know you won it. You played those numbers every single week. Your family's birthdays, your anniversary. Those exact numbers just hit the jackpot. There's one problem. You threw the ticket in the trash. Janet Valenti, July 1991. She played the same numbers religiously. When the drawing happened, she recognized them instantly, but she'd already cleaned out her purse. The ticket was gone. She went on television, made her case. She knew the store, the date, the numbers, everything. That has to count for something, right? New York lottery officials said no. No ticket, no money, period. She hired lawyers and took them to court. Her argument seemed solid. She had witnesses, a pattern, proof of her routine. The judge listened to everything, then sided with the lottery. Without that physical piece of paper, she had nothing. July 1992, deadline passed. Janet watched $12 million disappear because of one careless moment. And her story isn't even the most painful one you're about to hear. Germany, $12 million. 3 years. In Germany, you get 3 full years to claim your lottery prize. Not 6 months, not 1 year, 1,095 days. Someone in Baden-Württemberg won 11.3 million euros in April 2017. They had all that time. Think about what that means. 3 Christmases where they could have been celebrating as a millionaire. 3 birthdays, 3 New Year's countdowns, 1,000 days of cleaning drawers, organizing papers, going through old receipts. The ticket had to be somewhere. December 2020 arrives. Middle of the pandemic. Deadline hits. Nothing. Over $12 million. Gone. German lottery officials ran campaigns for 3 straight years. How does someone not find a ticket in 3 years? The only explanation that makes sense is destruction. Immediate destruction. Washed with laundry that first week. Thrown out with coffee receipts. Shredded by accident. Because if that ticket still existed anywhere, stuck in a book, buried in a desk, forgotten in a car, someone would have found it. Instead, Germany lost over $12 million to one tiny mistake made in 2017 that could never be fixed. Doncaster, UK, $14 million. Doncaster, England, working-class town, about 100,000 people, not huge, the kind of place where everyone knows everyone. July 2005, someone there won £9.4 million, roughly $12 to $14 million. In a town that small, word should travel fast. The National Lottery launched everything. Door-to-door campaigns, local news every night, posters at every single store. You'd think in a community that tight, someone would remember buying a ticket. Someone would have heard something. 6 months ticked by. January 2006 came. The money vanished. Here's what makes Doncaster significant. This was 2005, before the truly massive unclaimed prizes started stacking up. Back then, £9.4 million going unclaimed was shocking. National news. These days, it barely cracks the top 10 globally. This case basically wrote the playbook for how UK lottery officials handle these disasters. And 7 years later, Britain would lose a prize so astronomically large, it would shatter every record in history. Alberta, Canada. $13 million. June 2006. Somewhere across Alberta's massive landscape. $14.9 million Canadian dollars. This held Canada's record for 16 years. 16 years of being the country's worst lottery disaster. The person who bought this ticket could have had nearly 2 decades of wealth. Instead, they got nothing and probably still don't know it. Alberta is enormous. Wide open spaces. Small towns scattered across distances you can barely imagine. The Western Canada Lottery Corporation tried everything. Television, radio, newspapers. They covered Calgary, Edmonton, every small town in between. They had a full year to find this person. June 2007, deadline expires. Money gets redistributed. Here's what haunted officials for years. Alberta's population is way smaller than Ontario or British Columbia. Statistically, a ticket disappearing there should be less likely. But maybe that's exactly the problem. Remote locations, limited media access. Someone bought a ticket in a tiny town, stuck it somewhere safe, and life just continued. They might have moved provinces, might have passed away. The ticket could be anywhere. In 2023, Alberta finally lost this dark record when Ontario absolutely destroyed it with something much worse. Florida, $16 million. June 2011, $16 million Powerball jackpot in Florida. Nobody claimed it. That's already bad. But here's what makes this absolutely insane. At the exact same time, Georgia was losing a $77 million jackpot. Same month. Both prizes expired on the same day in December 2011. Let that sink in. 2 states, 2 massive losses. Identical deadline, same day. The statistical odds of this happening are astronomical. Florida officials watched Georgia's desperate search while conducting their own. They cross-referenced every database, contacted every retailer in the area, flooded media markets. Lottery experts nationwide started asking questions. Was something wrong with the system? Had a major news event distracted people? Or was this just the cruelest coincidence in lottery history? December 2011 arrived. Both deadlines hit simultaneously. Georgia lost 77 million. Florida lost 16 million. Same exact day. Two winners who had no idea. Two tickets probably in landfills. And Florida's nightmare was just beginning. Queens, New York, $31 million. New York, August 2006. Queens, $31 million Mega Millions jackpot. By this point, lottery officials are borderline paranoid. They've already lost $68 million on Christmas Eve 2002. They lost another $46 million in Brooklyn just 4 months later in 2003. They're determined not to let it happen again. Queens is incredibly diverse. Hundreds of languages spoken. Communities from every corner of the planet. So they go massive. Multilingual campaigns, subway platforms, newspapers in Mandarin, Spanish, Russian, Bengali, everything. Community centers everywhere. 1 year passes. August 2007. Nothing. $31 million evaporates. New York now officially owns the record for most frequent large unclaimed prizes in American history. It's not even close. Researchers developed theories. The insane pace. New Yorkers don't have time to check tickets. The transient population. Maybe winners move away. Tourists buying tickets then leaving the state. Or maybe it's pure volume. New York sells so many tickets that statistically more slip through. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear. If you buy a lottery ticket in New York, guard it like your life depends on it. Jacksonville, Florida, $36 million. August 2023. Jacksonville, Florida, Publix supermarket, $36 million Mega Millions ticket. Here's what makes this maddening. At this exact moment, another Florida ticket worth $44 million is unclaimed and dominating the news. The entire state is in lottery awareness overdrive. People are checking old tickets like crazy. You'd think nobody could possibly miss a jackpot right now. Wrong. The Jacksonville winner never materialized. Despite the heightened awareness, despite constant news coverage about the other unclaimed prize happening simultaneously, the Florida Lottery targeted the exact Publix location, blanketed neighborhoods, saturated local media. February 2024, just months ago, deadline passes. Another $36 million gone. Florida now holds a modern record nobody wants. 2 massive unclaimed prizes within 8 months. The double loss sparked serious discussions about extending the claim period. But here's the truly haunting part. That ticket might still exist right now, sitting in someone's junk drawer in Jacksonville, tucked inside a book, crumpled in a purse, completely worthless now. And the owner doesn't even know they almost had $36 million. Kissimmee, Florida, $44 million. June 14, 2023. Sunoco Station, Kissimmee, Florida. Gateway to Disney World. Tourist Central. $44 million Florida Lotto ticket sold right here. Location matters for this one. Was the winner a tourist? Someone who stopped for gas on the way to the theme parks, bought a ticket on impulse, then drove back to Ohio, flew home to Germany? Because if that happened, they might never have thought to check a Florida lottery ticket once they left. Florida's deadline is brutal. Only 180 days, 6 months. The clock started ticking immediately. Officials went all out. Signs throughout Kissimmee, contacted nearby hotels, made specific appeals to tourists who'd visited Central Florida that week. December 2023 arrives. Nothing. $44 million expired. It's now Florida's second largest unclaimed prize ever. The money went to schools. At least kids benefited. But somewhere, someone might have that ticket as a forgotten souvenir. A $44 million bookmark they'll never realize they owned. And just 2 months later, Jacksonville would lose another massive jackpot, while this one was still making headlines. The state was hemorrhaging money and couldn't stop it. Brooklyn, New York, $46 million. April 25, 2003, Brooklyn, New York. Just 4 months after the Christmas Eve catastrophe, lightning strikes twice. $46 million Mega Millions jackpot. Nobody claims it. The New York Lottery is in complete disbelief. They just dealt with the Fritzner-Bichette lawsuit over the $68 million disaster. Now this? Another massive unclaimed prize 4 months later? They threw everything at Brooklyn. More aggressive outreach than ever before. Better targeting. Different strategies. Lessons learned from the previous failure. None of it worked. 2004 arrives. Deadline passes. 46 million gone, added to the 68 million from Christmas. New York's back-to-back disasters in 2002 and 2003 cemented it as the undisputed capital of unclaimed lottery prizes. The twin losses forced officials nationwide to completely overhaul their systems. Winner notification procedures got rebuilt. Validation processes tightened. But none of that helped Brooklyn's mystery winner. That 46 million funded education programs. But imagine being that person. Imagine discovering you had a winning ticket from April 2003, except it's now worthless. The horror of that realization would be unbearable. Indiana, $51.7 million. September 14th, 2002. This one's bizarre. A Powerball jackpot of $103.4 million. 2 winning tickets, split perfectly down the middle, each worth $51.7 million. One winner came forward, claimed their half. Big celebration, news coverage, champagne, proof the jackpot was real and people actually won. The second ticket? Sold near Indianapolis International Airport. That winner never showed up. Think about how strange this is. They would have seen news coverage of the other winner collecting their identical prize. Proof their numbers hit. Confirmation the drawing was legitimate. Still nothing. Indiana officials tried everything. Media campaigns throughout the airport area. Appeals to travelers. Did you pass through Indianapolis in September? Maybe they were connecting flights. Bought a ticket, flew home, never thought to check a random Indiana lottery ticket. 2003. Deadline expires. $51.7 million redirected to the state pension fund. One winner celebrated life-changing wealth. The other winner has absolutely no idea they missed out on the exact same fortune. Somewhere that person might vaguely remember buying a Powerball ticket that week, but they never checked it, and now they never will. Scarborough, Canada. $52 million. June 28, 2022. Scarborough, Toronto. 70 million Canadian, about 52 million USD. Lotto Max jackpot. This shattered Alberta's 16-year record and became the largest unclaimed prize in Canadian history. And it just happened. Last year, the Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation went absolutely ballistic. Media blitz across the entire Greater Toronto area. Billboards everywhere. They eventually narrowed it down to the specific retailer. They knew exactly where this ticket was purchased. Canada gives winners a full year, 12 months to come forward. June 28, 2023. Deadline passes. $70 million evaporates. Funds reallocated to community programs. Here's what's truly haunting. This was recent. The winner, if they're still alive, might still have that ticket right now. Scarborough's not small. Someone there is living their normal life, completely unaware they were briefly Canada's newest multimillionaire. Maybe it's in their basement, their attic, a coat pocket. They'll find it someday, maybe next year, maybe in 2030, and they'll realize what they lost. That moment of discovery will be absolutely soul-crushing. California, $63 million. August 8, 2015. Chatsworth, Los Angeles. 7-Eleven. $63 million Super Lotto Plus ticket. California's biggest unclaimed prize in history. The California Lottery launched a massive search. Signs at the store, media blanketing LA, 6 months ticking away. Then hope appeared. A man came forward. He had the ticket, or what was left of it. The ticket was destroyed, water damage, wear and tear, nearly illegible. Lottery officials examined it carefully. This could be it. California could finally catch a break. The serial numbers didn't match. Too damaged to verify. The man insisted it was real, just destroyed. Maybe it went through the wash. Maybe it got wet and dried out. But California's commission held firm. No readable, verifiable ticket means no prize. His claim got rejected. February 2016. The real winner never came forward. $63 million gone. That man might have been telling the truth. He might have actually had the winning ticket and destroyed it through carelessness. Or maybe he was trying to scam the system. We'll never know. But California's biggest jackpot disappeared forever. The lesson is brutal. Protect your ticket like it's already worth millions because it might be. New York, $68 million. Christmas Eve 2002. Someone in New York won $68 million on Mega Millions. Should have been magical. Then months passed with no winner. Enter Fritzner Bichette. He claimed he bought the winning ticket but lost it. No physical ticket, just his word. So he did something almost nobody does. He sued the New York Lottery, actually took them to court. His argument? He had witnesses, circumstantial evidence. His testimony should be enough. The court case became a spectacle. Bichette presented everything he had. Lottery officials held the line. No physical ticket, no prize. The rules exist for a reason. Without the actual ticket, they can't definitively prove who won. Anyone could claim they lost a winning ticket. The court agreed. Ruled against Bichette. December 2003, deadline expires. $68 million, the largest Mega Millions prize ever lost. Did Bichette really have that ticket? Or was he trying to claim money that wasn't his? Nobody knows for certain, but his failed lawsuit became legendary. A cautionary tale taught to every lottery player. No ticket, no money, no exceptions, ever. The rules are absolute, and Christmas Eve 2002 proved it the hardest way possible. Georgia, $77 million. June 29, 2011. Truck stop. Tallapoosa, Georgia. Small town, hour west of Atlanta. Someone bought a Powerball ticket. $77 million. The largest unclaimed lottery prize in United States history. American record. And somebody has absolutely no idea. Georgia lottery officials lost their minds. Security footage from the truck stop, interviews with everyone who bought tickets that day, public appeals, signs everywhere, clues about the purchase location, 6 months of desperate searching. December 2011, deadline expires. The $77 million went to educational programs, scholarships, pre-K initiatives. Georgia's kids benefited, but somewhere, someone either lost that ticket, threw it away, or never realized they'd played those numbers. Here's the most likely scenario. A trucker passing through, stopped for gas and coffee at this Tallapoosa truck stop, bought a lottery ticket on impulse, drove on to the next state, the next job, the next 1,000 miles. Never checked it. That ticket could be anywhere. Lost in a rig that's been sold, thrown out at some rest stop years ago, buried in a storage unit. They might see this someday and think, wait, I stopped there in June 2011. But without the ticket, it's just a haunting thought. Hertfordshire, UK, $101 million. June 8, 2012, Stevenage or Hitchin area, Hertfordshire, England. EuroMillions draw, £63.8 million, roughly $101 million. The world record, the biggest unclaimed lottery prize in human history. Someone in this area bought a ticket. That ticket won. That person never came forward. The UK National Lottery went into absolute overdrive. Massive publicity campaigns. Desperate appeals on every media channel. They confirmed the ticket was real, purchased at a specific retailer in the area, but they needed the physical ticket. December 2012, 6-month deadline approaching, still nothing. $101 million went to the National Lottery Good Causes Fund, enough money to change entire generations. Here's what haunts everyone. Did it go through the washing machine? Dissolved in a pocket? Thrown away with junk mail buried in some landfill? Did the winner die before checking it and their family never knew? Or, the worst possibility, does someone have it right now? Stuck in an old book, a forgotten drawer, a jacket they haven't worn in years. They'll find it someday, years from now, and realize they held $101 million and let it expire. This is the world record, the ultimate nightmare, and nobody knows why.